please don't record this, but I already told Zach. Give me a thumbs up when you start recording, Emoji J, please. Hello, hello everybody. I had an issue with it and I already told Zach, Emoji J, about it, so don't worry about that. Yay, we're featured. Please let me know, give me a thumbs up when you're recording. Hi everybody, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Own It. Welcome and thank you so much for being here. Happy Tuesday. This is your girl, Cicely, aka that Cuban girl. And today it is my first featured show. Woo! And I'm so excited that you guys are all here. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you so much for being here. Before I do my intro and all of that, I just want to say that I see you all. I know that you're all in here. But I do want to remind you that this is a feature show, and obviously out of respect for my guests, I cannot acknowledge every single one of you during the show, but I do see the comments and I see the love and everything. So before we start, I want to say welcome so much to Own It with That Cuban Girl. This is a show where we learn to own who we are. We learn to own our uniqueness and our individuality, right? What I try to do in this show is help you all with tips on confidence and tips on how to become the best version of yourself. That's why this show is called Own It, because we're here to really own what makes us unique, what makes us beautiful, and what makes us who we are, all with our flaws and everything. So a little bit about myself. My name is Cicely, and I am a model. I am a former Miss Cuba. Yes, I was born and raised in Cuba till I was 14 years old, and then I moved to Miami, Florida, and I have been in the West Coast for the past 9 years. I have been modeling, I have been acting, I have been involved in pageantry, and I am also a TV host. I do have my own show coming out next year in PBS that I shot at the beginning of this year. And so with that said, I don't say this to brag or show off. I say this because one of the things that I'm super excited about Own It is that I get to bring my knowledge, my experience to the Meet Me platform. And I get to really share what I have learned with all of you guys on here. And it doesn't really matter if you're a streamer. It doesn't really matter if you're just watching. All that matters is that hopefully at the end of the show, at the end of this hour, you get to take with you some tips or something that impacted you. And if you cannot relate to my story, hopefully you can relate to my guests, because that's another thing we do in Own It. I have a big passion for hosting and talking to people and helping people share their stories and who they are with the world. So I have two amazing guests that are going to be on very shortly. Two amazing men whom I have had the pleasure of talking with and having a friendship over the last couple of weeks. And I'm super excited to talk to them again because they both have amazing stories and things to share with you all. Thank you so much for being here once again. If you're just tuning in, this is Own It with That Cuban Girl. And this is my first feature episode, you guys. I am extremely honored and excited to be here. I see you all. I see the love, the support, and I appreciate you all. Thank you for being here and for wanting to own it, right? So I want to say a couple of reminders before we begin the show. First of all, this is a feature show, so please be respectful of the guests, be respectful of myself and the feature hour that we have on here. No controversial talks or profanity on the show. I would much likely appreciate it. This is a show that is totally about positivity and inspiration. And that is one of my intentions with this amazing show, to help you all feel better after this. And if you cannot relate to me, at least you can relate to my beautiful guests. Also, I want to remind you, stay throughout the show, stay throughout the end of the show, because a couple of things are going to happen. The most important thing, after I talk to both of my guests, I'm going to have them both jump back in the box at the very end, and and share with me final thoughts on what we're going to talk. And before all of that, I'm going to be giving you the quote of the day, the tip of the day. And please remember to favorite my guests and give them love as well. So, with that being said, I'm going to ask my first, well, both my guests to request the box, whichever one wants to jump on first, it doesn't matter. One of them is from the UK, and he is amazing. I relate a lot with like his personality. I feel like he's going to tell you a little bit about that, but his show is also like a lot like this one, which I love. And my other guest is Latino. He's spicy. He's amazing. And he has also done a lot of hosting works as well. So I'm really excited to talk about them both. Okay, Nemo says he'll go second. Okay, so Angel, welcome, Angel Moreno.
What's up? Congratulations. Let me start off by saying what an awesome job this is. I'm super excited for you. Congratulations. And I'm really excited to be here with you guys.
Thank you so much, Angel. I call Angel Angelito, just the cariño, you know. It's like a lovely term we have in Spanish. I have I've had the pleasure to interact with Angel, and we've actually become friends on here in the Mimi community in the last few weeks. He has an amazing personality, and a lot of you guys probably know him from his show, The Spotlight, which is where I actually know you from. We've talked about this before. He didn't know who I was, but I knew who he was because I would go to his show and watch all his amazing talents. So Angel, tell everybody a little bit about you.
So, good morning, afternoon, evening. I'm not too sure where in the world you are. It's still kind of morning for me, you know. But my name is Angel. I am a musician. I'm a streamer. I'm a content creator, and I'm really here to just kind of spread love, spread joy, and empowerment. Really.
I adore that. That's actually why I'm here too. That's one of the things I love doing, and on my show, but also off of my show when I just do my individual streams. I love that. I love the empowerment, and I can attest to that. You always do that for all of us. You're always so much fun to watch. Where do you get your personality from?
Oh my goodness, to be honest, sometimes I feel like I got too much personality. You know, one of the funny things is I've had the opportunity to meet a few people from the streaming app outside of the app, and they think it's so funny that I'm just as crazy, as outgoing as I am on here. You know, I love to play truth or dares, and out in the real world, it is a dare for me. It is a dare. I'm a very outgoing person. I love skydiving. I mean, everything. You know what I mean? So
Oh, I know a lot about your truth or dares. You've made me eat whipped cream. You've made me like, I'm not gonna say what else, but like it's been crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I don't think there's such thing as like too much personality. And you're one of the perfect people to talk to here on my show. And by the way, thank you so much for being on my show. I've had in these last 6 episodes that I have done the run of the show, I've talked to many, many guests, right? And one of the things that I love sharing with people on here, and one of the things I love talking about, which is the tip of the day and the quote of the day later, it's about confidence, and I think that you and Nemo are the perfect people to talk about confidence on the app, and like you were saying, empowerment, because a lot of people might think, at least in my case, people look at me now 10 years later and they think I've always been this confident and I've always been well spoken and I've always been friendly, and that is not the case at all. So Angel, for you, what does confidence mean, and what has made you be the confident, fun personality person that you are today?
You know, I sometimes I even question that. I'm gonna be very honest with you. Confidence is is a tool, I think, that as performers or as someone that faces the audience needs to be able to snap into and just kind of pick up from where they were before. Because I can honestly say that I'm not confident. I lack confidence, because I think that I wish that I could be more open to different things. I could just throw myself out there, to try new things. And to be honest, it's hard. It's hard, but I think it's acquired through time, through practice. I think that it's definitely a tool that performers often need.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I even myself, I feel like I lack confidence at times. But growing up, I was a very, very shy kid. I was shy. I used to think that, because I was very emotional. I'm still very emotional, but I've learned how to control my emotions better. But I used to think that being emotional was a weakness and I was soft. And as a performer, and even if you're not a performer, having confidence is something that's very, very, very important. Do you feel, Angel, that streaming, because you just mentioned that you're not as confident in person as people think you are. Do you feel like streaming has given you a different sense of confidence than like the real world?
No, actually, I think that I came on to this app backwards. So when I came onto this app, I was introduced to it by, at that point, one of my best friends, and she literally came over right before my birthday, and she put the phone in front of me, and she's like, "All right, ready? We're gonna go live." And I looked at her and I said, "What are you talking about?" And she says, "Yeah, I mean, how hard is it really to kind of go live?" She said, "I've been doing this for a few months now, and I wanted to see how you're doing it." And I mean, within the first day of me streaming, I think I got maybe like 200 views, and it was in the first hour, and I was interacting, and she goes, "What? How were you naturally just able to talk to a screen?" And I said, "Well, to be honest, I think I do this a lot on outside of the app. I get to go through interviews all the time, and it's not that you're faking it. You just always have to be positive, and you always have to show sincereness, and you also have to just be very genuine about it. And people oftentimes, if not all times, will always relate to what you're talking about. They will always be able to create that connection with you. So having said that, back to you.
Yeah, and you always have to be on, and you always have to, even it doesn't matter what you're going through, right? And what we do, you have to just put on the face,
Yeah.
and it's like it's one of those things where it's discipline over emotions, like, oh, I don't feel like doing this today, but you have to do it. It's like I could be having, like, now I have a commitment to this show. It doesn't matter what's happening in my life. At 5 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesdays, I gotta show up, you know
You're absolutely right. The funny thing is, just like you said, even for my show, I have my whole family's on it. My little brother goes, "Hey," he texts me, Are you gonna make it back on time? If not, I can get everything started for you." So it is humbling, and it's nice to know that you get that support from others. And you're right, it's just that commitment, and you gotta, sometimes you're not feeling well, but you gotta put on the smile and keep going.
100%. And before we go on, everybody who's just tuning in to Own It, this is Cicely, aka That Cuban Girl. This is my first feature episode, and I am so excited to have you here. Thank you so much for showing up, for the love, for the hearts, for the support. I see you all. I cannot talk to you guys right now because I want to give respect to my guests. But I appreciate you being here. And we have a date, you and I, every Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, here from now on in Own It. On this show, we talk about confidence, we talk about branding, we talk about marketing, we talk about things that will help you become the better version of yourself. And who am I, right? So a little bio about myself. I am a former Miss Cuba. I am a model. I still model. I still do hair modeling. I have done acting, and I am currently, next year I have an episode, hosting episode in a series on PBS that's coming out. And my intention with this show is to bring it here to the Meet Me platform to help you, whether you're a streamer or not a streamer, hopefully have a little bit more confidence in yourself and own who you are, your uniqueness, the beautiful things that make you you, right? So right now I'm talking to my first guest, Angel Moreno, and a lot of you guys probably know him because of his show Spotlight. And the topic of the show today is confidence because I believe, for example, Angel, for me, I kind of just fell into pageantry. I kind of just, it's not something I looked for. And like I said before, growing up, I was never a confident kid. I was very shy. I never really believed that I could do the things that I have done so far. And even when I was doing Nuestra Belleza Latina, which is a show on Univision, when I got eliminated, the judge looked at me and he said, "You're tall, you're beautiful, you have everything you need, but you don't believe in yourself. You have a lot of self doubt and it shows." And that stuck with me throughout my life. And I believe that confidence is something that we all should really embody. So, Angel, for you, being a Latino, do you feel like we have us when it comes to confidence and personality, do you feel like we have a little extra to like show the world or something? Like, does that make a difference for you right now, like even with your show, where you come from, or
No, not really. If I'm being very honest with you, I think that just like you, I was born. I grew up in the music industry. I grew up singing. I think I was like 10 years old singing to girls. That was part of. I thought it was normal for me to do. I thought it was normal for me to stand up, take a mic. Yeah, I don't know. And nowadays, it's not that it's something special because I'm Latino. I think that if anything, I'm caring to everyone that wants to give me love, to everyone that wants to support, that everyone, the one of the funny things was oftentimes you hear artists say, I love you, you're my fans, and I love you, and there was a point where in my career where I would say, do these people actually mean this, or are they just saying it? They're just saying it to look good. But it's absolutely true. It is. I do. I genuinely, all the messages that I get, we get so many messages. The support. The Latin Grammys just came out with their nominations, and I didn't make it on there. And before they announced it, I got so many messages from people that were, "Hey, congratulations! Even if you don't make it, like we're good, we're here, we're rooting." So it's awesome and it's very inspiring.
wait, you were hoping to be nominated in the Latin Grammys?
Yeah, so my music is actually all out on digital platforms. I do a lot of interviews out in LA. That's why I'm always in LA. A lot of red carpets. I get to go to the Grammys. I get to go to the billboards, Premio Nuestro, Premios de la Radio, all of them.
So tell me a little bit more. I did not know that. I congratulations. That's amazing. I mean, you are an amazing singer. I know that. How did that journey start for you?
It was, if I'm being very honest with you, it was a dream that was sold to us and ripped off from underneath us. Somebody came in with an illusion. They said, you know what, we need this amount of money. And we said, let's do it. So we started it. And shortly after, this person took off. They disappeared with the money, they disappeared with everything. And we didn't have an opportunity to kind of like be sad about it rather than, you know what, this is never going to happen to us again. So you have no idea how fast our span grew within a matter of maybe 4 years, 3 4 years. We grew big. We started. My music was playing in South America, Central America, Guatemala, Chile, Argentina. Everywhere. And I was writing music for big artists in the industry, and it just, I guess where I'm going is we don't really know what's out there, and the minute that we're kind of pulled into that. There's a reason why we're pulled into it. There's a reason why we make these connections. There's a reason why. So all it's a lot of fun. And yes, I've had a couple albums that have been pre-nominated for a Latin Grammy. We're working hard on that, but it is what it is, and we got to keep moving forward.
100%. We gotta keep moving forward. I so agree with you when when you said that there's a reason we make these connections. And you also said something earlier that I want to touch on. That you said that the streaming community, the fans tell you I love you, and you wonder like, do they really? But even with me, like being so new on the app, I've received so much love and so much support. Almost me atrevo a decir, I would even say a little bit more than like in other platforms. I think the streaming community is so much more authentic, in my opinion. And when they tell you they love you, they really mean it. They're like, they support you. They show up at single thing you do. If you told them go to my YouTube, they go, or I'm gonna be doing this, they go. They're so supportive. So with being an artist, since you've had a lot of experience like in music and in red carpets and all of that, what is the main thing that you have learned, or I guess that you have incorporated in your own brand, right, when it comes to streaming and being an artist like outside of streaming? Like, what's that thing that has kind of like united both things for you?
Between streaming and my artist life.
Right, and I'm only asking that because a lot of people, even I have friends who are a little skeptical about streaming because they're like, oh, but like I don't know about that online community. And one of my purposes here is to shed a positive light on streaming, because you and I are here and you and I are artists like outside, and we've done a lot of other things, right? So for you, what's that one thing that, I guess to make it easier, what would you say to those people that are skeptical about the online community because they're doing other things art wise out there?
It's the future. Is the future. You have to stream. You have to connect with people. I think it's essential. Whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on Instagram. On Facebook, we have 40,000 followers, and every time we stream, we don't reach all 40,000. It just doesn't happen, and it's different rather than announcing something like I'm sorry, is different coming on here to show your genuinity versus going on other platforms to show specifically what you're marketing, what you're advertising, right? My music is always out there, on the on social media, and we're using our social media to promote, hey, we'll be here these days, we'll be there, this is our new single, this is our new album, this is what we're working on. Rather than here, it's more of a one-on-one connection. We'd like to connect with you, we'd like to build a relationship, and I think that again is the future of branding online.
Oh, I agree. And people in the comments are saying that too. It's the future. Like I so agree with that as well. There's a huge sense of authenticity within the streaming community that in my opinion you don't get anywhere else. Where like, right now, like you said, you have your show, I have my show, but then you go on each of our usual streams and we're ourselves. We're, sharing the box with other streamers, playing games, and like if you went on Instagram or Facebook and you started playing again, people would probably think like, "What are you doing? You're weird," But on here, it's like you're just being you. You're playing games, you're socializing, you're sharing your life. I don't know. It's just I truly, truly love it, and I love talking to you about this because you and I share the artistry sphere, right? But we're also streamers and we love what we do. So I appreciate you so much sharing that with all of us today. If you guys are just tuning in, welcome. I am that Cuban girl, and this is your Tuesday show, Own It. On my show, Own It, I help you throughout my experience in entertainment with branding, marketing, confidence, believing in yourself, and most importantly, owning who you are, owning your uniqueness, owning the things that make you the beautiful being that you are, no matter what that that is, and just going in your world, whether you're a streamer or not. Hopefully after this show you feel a little bit better about who you are and what you do in life, or you can get like amazing tips right from the show. Talking about tips, make sure that you stay tuned in, because in just a few minutes I'm going to be giving you the quote of the day and the tip of the day, and at the very end I'm going to bring my two beautiful guests back in the box for some final thoughts. So Angel, one last thought before I let you go and I go with Nemo, and then before I bring you back, anything you want to talk about? What do you have going on? Where can we find you?
Yeah, we are actually. I host a featured show on here, a featured and promoted show called The Spotlight, where we showcase music talent. It's not like a competition. We bring people on the show and address where their inspiration comes from, and we redirect them to their streaming platforms. So if musicians have digital platforms or their music is on digital platforms, we allow them to express their feeling and express where they're at that way. So I invite you to come by every Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. California time on the Meet Me Streets here, the Spotlight with your host, Angel Moreno. And check out our Instagram, click on our profiles, take us to music, YouTube, whatever it is. And other than that, Cuban Girl, thank you so much. Congratulations. I love your show. It's awesome. I wish you nothing but success, and you deserve it.
Thank you, Angel. And I must say, even if you guys don't come to Angel's show, if you've become build some sort of friendship with him, just watch your box, because he might just be calling in a truth or dare. I'm just gonna say that. Thank you, Angel.
No
I'm gonna see
worries.
you in a few minutes, okay? Thank you
Sounds
so
good.
much.
Bye.
Okay, guys, welcome back. Welcome. If you're just tuning in, this is Own It with That Cuban Girl. My name is Cicely, but I am Cuban. I must say that, just put it out there. And this is actually my first official featured episode of Own It. And on this show, basically, I use my knowledge in the entertainment industry. I'm a former Miss Cuba model, TV host, to help you navigate whether you're a streamer or you're just somebody who simply wants to have more skills when it comes to confidence, or if you want to learn tips on how to brand yourself or market yourself. This is me. My intention with this show is to bring my energy and everything I have learned and share it with all of you guys. I appreciate your support. I appreciate all of the hearts, all of the comments, the gifts. I see them all. Out of respect for my guests, I cannot address you individually, but I will be coming back and doing my own stream later on today. So make sure you favor me. Thank you for the favorites. So you are up to date with all my streams schedules. So today we're talking about confidence. And the reason we're talking about confidence is because I believe that whether you're a streamer or you're not a streamer, we all need some sort of level of confidence in our lives. And if you have been here from the beginning of the show, you've heard me tell Angel that I was never a confident kid growing up. I was actually pretty shy. I had a lot of like trauma with my father that one day we'll talk about, right? But I just was not confident. I didn't think I was worthy. I didn't think I was enough. And I think throughout my life, I've always struggled with these things. So that's why I love Own It so much, because it gives me an opportunity to finally hone in and gather every single thing and aspect of who I am and bring it here to the Meet Me platform to hopefully help somebody else on here. So I believe that confidence is extremely important, because it's not just confidence in going and doing things in public. It doesn't matter if you're not an entertainment, like even if you're a business person, even if you have a 9 to 5, even if you work at a restaurant, it doesn't really matter. You need some sort of confidence to go through life, right? Or even for dating, even to make friends, right? And one of the things that we love about the streaming community, and Meet Me in particular, is that we get to really interact authentically with a lot of people on here. And that is something that I'm very, very grateful for you guys. So today, I'm going to be giving you the quote of the day on confidence, and a little later, I'll give you the tip of the day. And I am going to, in a few minutes, be bringing my second guest, Nemo, whom I adore. I've had the opportunity to talk with earlier, in the week, in one of my other runs of the show, but I'm super excited to bring him back today. So all of you guys who haven't met him can really, really get to know him. He's an amazing person from the UK. But before I do that, I'm going to give you the quote of the day, and it goes like this. Confidence is not, they will like me. Confidence is, I will be fine even if they don't. So I'm going to repeat it. Confidence is not, they will like me. Confidence is, I will be fine even if they don't. And the reason I picked this quote is because a lot of times we think that we are going to get validation from other people if they like us. That validation will tell us, okay, so this means I'm a confident person, right? I must be confident because people like me, because I have so many friends. But a lot of times, the reason we have too many friends doesn't necessarily mean that we're confident. We can have friends or people around us that are there for other reasons, right? So confidence is not whether people like you or not. Confidence is, I will be fine even if people don't like me, because that is who I am. I own who I am. I own my power. I own my personality. Not everybody's going to like me, but as long as I'm a good person and I truly know who I am, then that's okay. And that's really what confidence is. It's owning that we all make mistakes. None of us are perfect. None of us should have the desire to judge other people's, because me, we all make mistakes. We all have things that we're not proud of, because as you get older, that's just what happens, right? But real confidence is owning all of that, which is what this whole show is about. Truly owning who with them, because they're both amazing, amazing human beings. Once again, if you're just tuning in, this is Own It. This is That Cuban Girl. You can find me on any single platform as That Cuban Girl. Also click on my profile. It'll take you straight to my Instagram. I want you to know I see you all. I read all the comments. I know you're here, and I appreciate you being here. And I am just not acknowledging all of you guys out of respect for my guests and for the featured hour. But you can always connect with me, DM me, inbox me, whatever you like, and I will always get back to you. So with that said, welcome to Own It again. I am going to ask Nemo. Let me see. Okay, before I let him in, I want to do a little intro, Nemo. Nemo's from the UK, and I'm going to let him talk for himself and introduce himself. But he has an amazing personality as well, and I'm so glad that both my guests today have great personalities, because that is something that I believe you actually develop. I don't think that somebody with bubbly personality, we're born like that. Maybe we're born with certain personalities that are prone to have more skills of being more social than other people, but I don't believe that that's something that you're born with. I think that experience and living gives you more abilities, I guess, to learn new skills so you can communicate better, or so you can be more social. So I love that these two amazing guests are amazing with the personalities. So Nemo, whom by the way is in the UK, I'm going to let him in the box right now. He's the king of this. Hi.
Oh, hi. Hello.
Hi, Nemo. Welcome back to my show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Nemo. We're finally featured. I'm so excited.
Fantastic. Congratulations. Whoop, whoop.
Thank you. Okay, so Nemo, I must say, I jumped in your stream about an hour or so ago, and Nemo was making tacos. He was like, "It's Taco Tuesday, you guys. I'm making tacos."
Yes. When we started streaming, I've realized that the people that you have around you, you become accustomed to celebrate similar things. It may not be religious, because we are all different religion with different races, different time zones, but for some reason, some things like Taco Tuesday is everywhere. So I was like, I'm not gonna fight it. I might as well look, guys. We make tacos on Tuesday, and then we fly back to Italy, and we have spaghetti bolognese on Wednesday. So it's a win-win.
I love that. I know when I came on your stream, I was like, he's making tacos because I was like random. I saw you were live and I was like, oh, let me say hi. And I was like, Nemo, first of all, what time is it in the UK right now?
Oh, so it's not that bad. It's just gone 10:30 at night, 10:30 p.m.
Okay,
So
okay.
it's all right.
That's not too bad. I love that. And it goes to show, right, the beauty of also the streaming community and Mimi and doing what we do. It's like, Nima's in an entire time zone than I am. You're almost in the future. You're almost in like Tomorrowland for me.
I am. Guys, if you like some tips and tricks, I'm 5 hours ahead. So, I can tell you what the weather might be or not, anything you want. I'm joking.
No, it's okay. So, no, I love your personality, Nemo. And like, I want to ask you the same question I asked Angel earlier. What do you think your personality comes from?
Interesting question. I would like to be one of those scientists that say, well, in a scientific world, I think, honestly and truthfully, it's a combination of your mom and dad's parenthood or the lack of, your sisters, your brothers, your friends, and the things that you do when you're young. So like you and like Angel, who's a good looking guy. Goodness me, he's like a younger, better version of me. But anyway, lost my train of thought. He's so good looking, guys. Make sure you favorite him as well.
You're both very handsome. You both are.
Thank you. And like you guys, from a young age, when you are doing something, you don't realize that is an indispensable skill to have as an adult, regardless. So being confident in a room, at least knowing yourself. So many people, when you walk in the room and they're kind of not sure of themselves, rather than be, like you say, confident, as the topic is of the day. So it's very interesting if you are lucky enough to have that discipline or whatever it is that you did, looking after a hamster or a dog or having a music career or a dancer career or anything. It's honestly, later on, you kind of think, oh, it just comes naturally. To be honest, it doesn't. But I think you're too young to notice that, hey, you're in a group of 40 people doing the same thing. You're being molded, as it were. So only very few people have it naturally. I promise you that. I did not come out like this. This is years of being in front of people, maybe not in front of cameras. It's a lot easier, but in front of people, audiences, yeah, it builds you up so that later on in life, you can become like Angel or the Cuban girl.
Thank you. No, and that's exactly why I asked you both this question. There's a reason why I'm asking these questions to both of you guys, because when I realized that you guys were going to be my guests, I put two and two together. You guys have both amazing personalities. You have both completely different backgrounds, right? Which we're going to get into later. So there are... Huh?
I'm sorry, you said backgrounds. I said mine's better. Please carry on.
Your background's amazing. I love it. We talked about this last week. I love your background. I'm going to copy you. Watch. Yeah, and I love talking about this because, a lot of people might look at you or might look at Angel and might look at me and say, oh, of course they're confident. Of course they're not shy because they grew up this way. And this is exactly why I asked Angel earlier about his background being Latino, because there's a lot of stereotypes where like, okay, so you're Latino, you must have a lot of personality, right? But when I was little, I can tell you I had zero personality. Like when I was little, I was in my shell. The only thing I loved doing was doing presentations in school, and then I would quiet and like not really talk, believe it or not. Hide. And with Nemo is the same thing. Like he's from the UK, completely different upbringing, I'm sure completely different culture. But like you said, right, this is something that you can build through skill, through willingness, right? Because if you really want to do something, you're going to find a way to do it and better it, correct?
Absolutely. Yes. And like you said, to get good at something, if we are giving tips to you lovely people in the audience, I guess the only tip one of the tips that we can give is, if you think experience and knowledge is too much for you, think of it as repetition, because that's all it is. If you do something long enough, you'll become fluent in it. So, and that applies to absolutely everything, whether it's streaming, whether it's, I don't know, playing a guitar because you've never played. You know, it's repetition. You pick it up, you try, and eventually the confidence, or actually, you know, I would defy you and say it's building self-confidence, because you're trying something new and then you get better at it, I think. Yeah.
100%. You know, it goes, I love bringing it back to my experience as well, so I can share with you guys. When I did pageants, the only one I got the crown for was the Miss Cuba one that I did in Miami, and another pageant that I did in California. It was like a prelim to be able to compete at Miss California USA. But when I did the big pageants, when I was Miss Cuba and I competed internationally, and when I did Miss California, I did not even place. And it goes to show that, like, I was missing things, you know, I wasn't confident enough. And like you said, it's things that you acquire through experience and years. Like, it's funny because I posted a reel yesterday and my caption was like, oh, if I competed now, it would be a whole different story, right? For you, Nemo, I want to know, for you, being a streamer, you know, I want to dig a little deeper than last time when we spoke. Being no.
No, let's go. Let's go. I'm scared of these questions. Who's this interview for? I'm joking. Let's go. Let's go deep.
You don't, disclaimer, you don't have to answer anything you don't feel like answering. You're the celebrity today.
Thank you. You are very kind. Very kind.
So Nemo, do you feel, and I'm only going to ask you this because you have never given me any details about your actual work in the UK, and we don't need to go into that. But because of that, I'm going to ask you, do you like what you do as your career more, or do you like your life as a streamer more?
Very easy question to answer. If you were to ask me this 3 years ago, it would be a totally different answer. So I'm not sure whether it's age, whether it's you're settling yourself in your elder years, as it were. But what can I say?
The comments are blowing up, by the way.
It's no. It's, look, guys, streaming is whatever you make it. Okay, it's almost very hard to kind of quantify it, to say, do you like this more than your job? Of course you like your job more, simply by default, because it pays your bills, it pays the internet, it pays for this lovely light, it pays for that fridge over there. Hello. You know, so,
and the tacos.
So, and guys, the tacos were fantastic. So I think I'm at a point in my life where I'm okay with my job because it serves a function, but I'm way more happier in my free time because I get to do what I want. And if I choose to stream or be socially active or do feature shows, I absolutely love it. Why? I don't know. I just want to get involved, get stuck in. So if I'm not going to do it in person, I might as well do it virtually. So yeah, I think it's a good balance, mind you. But
I had a feeling, I had a gut feeling that you were going to say that. And so my next question for you would be, what makes, so like, if you can make streaming your full-time job, and let's say streaming was paying your bills, right? You will be super happy, I'm sure. So what is that thing as a streamer that makes you truly enjoy and love what you do on here?
very interesting question. If we're going deep, let's go deep. Let's pretend it's only you and I at a coffee shop, and this is a podcast that you guys will click on later on and check on YouTube. Emoji J, we're watching you. So, my dear, in theory, if you are a streamer and you do say more than 3, 4, 5 hours, that's almost like a part-time job. Anyway, if you do it daily, if we are talking pragmatically about these things. So in a way, you're kind of doing the job, so you might as well get rewarded for it. However, my goal in life, and is everyone else's, to reach their potential. As much as I hate to say it, Streaming is just a stepping stone. This is not the ending. And I know that's kind of hard, because if you feel like you want to reach for the featured show, reach for that top badge or that VIP badge, or get lots of friends and get that dragon, or what, it's great. But to me, it's kind of weird. It's like, once I get there, I know there's going to be something else and further down the line. So it's almost like, I would love it if this was my job, but in a way, no, because I know my next thing as a job would be something that makes me money while I do nothing. Because streaming, you'd still have to put in the hours. So it's kind of like, I love being here. I'm on it all the time. I shouldn't say that. I'm just saying it's a great place. but it would be very difficult to make it into a career, I think. Because then if you can do this, imagine what you can do. Television, everything. I shouldn't be saying this on the future, but I'm just saying, like, the world is really opened up for you. And guess what? You've just got your experience on here for as long as it takes. And I think that's very beautiful. Very beautiful.
Yeah, 100%. And there's no right and wrong answers, by the way. This is, even there's a feature, this is all our opinions. This is all our personal journeys that we're sharing with people, right? There's no right or wrong. I love that you said that. That's what you feel in your heart. And I commend you for that. I love that. And I agree with you in some some things, right? It's like, this is a great experience, even if the only thing it gives you is true authenticity and connectivity with other people in a community. That is more than great enough. And I read a comment earlier that somebody said, I am now just finding my confidence at 50. And that is another thing that I love about this, because it doesn't matter how old you are, you can find your confidence and find that little thing that's going to push you and make you better, whatever it is you do in life.
Absolutely. As long as it takes. And just in case you guys are jumping on the bandwagon, oh, you shouldn't be saying those things, because I'm just saying, I've been on here for 2 years. I don't have no reason to be coming off here. I could be here, you never know, I could be here streaming till the day I'm 60, 70, because I love it. And like you say, even if you only get your experience and confidence, I defy you yet again. And even if you're only looking for that, you're still going to come away with friendships for life. You may meet them, you may never meet them, but almost the contact, do you know what? And I think that is priceless. Absolutely priceless.
100%. And if you guys are just tuning in, welcome to Own It. We are in the last few minutes of the show, but my name is Cicely, aka that Cuban girl. This is my first official feature hour, which I'm so grateful and excited about. And on my show Own It, the whole idea and intention behind the show is to bring you tips and to help you right through my experience in entertainment, to help you, whether it is to brand yourself better, to market yourself better with confidence tips, or even if you just walk out of the show feeling a little bit better about yourself by listening to my story, of my guest stories. That is already a great thing. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for being here. I see you all. I read the comments. I see all the hearts. I cannot address you all individually right now, but if you favor me and you come back to my stream later tonight, I will be glad to talk to all of you guys. Make sure that you're giving my guests respect, you're favoring them, you're showing them support. Especially, please go and watch their shows and their streams later whenever they're on, because they are both amazing human beings that I've had the immense pleasure of spending virtual time with. These last few weeks, and I truly consider you and Angel my friends already. You guys are so sweet all the time and genuine. Thank you, Angel. And so, Nemo.
Yes.
Also, stick around, guys, because I'm going to be giving you the tip of the day, and also I'm going to be bringing Angel back in the box in a few. Okay, so we can have final thoughts. Nemo. So when we talk about being happy and having confidence, what is the one advice or one of the advices that somebody has given you in the past that has really changed your life, or something you can think of that has truly helped you, not just with streaming but in your life in general?
it's difficult. If we are talking about personal life, then it's someone else. But if we're keeping in terms of giving tips and tricks to people as well who maybe are lacking or looking for that confidence a little bit, on here, I would like to say the person that gave me very, not even advice, just self-belief. They believed in me to the point that I believed in myself. And it wasn't for anything in particular. But, you know, that person is Smurfy. She's absolutely amazing. If you guys don't know about Smurfy. Yes, well, one day we're feeling a little bit thinking, what's all this about? As much as I'm happy and I love food and I love you guys and I love streaming, sometimes you kind of lose your mojo a little bit. And someone like Smurfy just comes over and says, no, but you're great. Well, and then you kind of forget yourself, hey, you're right. And it's, you know, it's not so much the things that she was saying as in, oh, you should do this. No, it's, no, you're doing great. You're fantastic. So many people would have not done it as far as you did. Mind you, this conversation was a while ago, but maybe because of that, maybe I would have not continued streaming. So little, it's funny, little conversations. And this was on my stream. It wasn't anything, it was crazy, but it's fantastic that you remember certain things and you kind of keep them, be like, do you know what, because that really helped me. Maybe she doesn't know this, she probably doesn't know this, but hearing that from other people where, you know, you're not expecting it, you're not looking for it, to give you that uplift and get you going, you kind of think, hey, if you believe in me, there's got to be something here. Whatever this is, there's got to be something here. So, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Confidence.
and you know, Smurfy, if you guys don't know, I had the pleasure of also having Smurfy as one of my guests when I think it was my second episode of the run of Own It. I'm going to be bringing her back as a guest. I already asked her. And she's amazing. She's also from the UK and she comes from the corporate world and she has an amazing story. Very, very beautiful lady as well. So, but yeah, you and I, Nemo, last time you were on my show, you and I talked about this exactly, how even, you know, talking to people on our streams, even just asking them how they're doing or remembering their names, even if they're not a gifter, right? That makes somebody's day. That is truly helping somebody on here.
Absolutely. To add to this, I'm sorry I'm name dropping, but honestly, without those people, I don't think I would have been where I am today, wherever I think I am, wherever you guys think I am. Anyway, many moons ago, I was in Panda stream, Top Batch Panda, and he said something truly amazing. When your stream isn't doing very well, or say if it's not very busy, this is a tip, by the way, guys. You don't have to think of it negative, that, oh, it's slow moving. No, that gives you the opportunity to get to know someone and ask them, how was your day? Did you eat today? Are you having trouble? It doesn't matter what it is. The fact that you're asking, you're having those connections. And believe you me, as much as I talk to lots of people, I remember them. I'm sure you do too. In small parts, you will come in and be like, hey, I remember we had a conversation. I think that's priceless. I think that's pretty beautiful. And that really turned my perception on streaming. So I didn't think of it negatively. I thought, okay, if there's only me and you, Cuban girl, that gives me an opportunity to genuinely ask questions, because otherwise you probably would have gone and I would have not been a successful streamer as it is. And then you just might make friendships. It's that easy.
100%.
Maybe.
And for me too, when I first started streaming on here, that I had like, I don't know, 10 followers, 10 likes or whatever. Those, I remembered each and every person that would come on my streams when I was just new, right? And nobody knew who I was and would support me. And every time they come on my stream now, I know who they are. I know them by names. And it doesn't, you know, it's like, it's a very special thing. So stay in the box, Nemo, for a minute. I'm going to bring Angel back in just a minute. But before I do that, I want to say hello to everybody who's just tuning in right now. We're in the last few minutes of the show, but this is That Cuban Girl, and this is my show, Own It. This is my first official feature show, show number 7 actually, but first official feature one. I'm so grateful and excited. And in Own It, what we're going to do every single Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern time is I'm going to be bringing guests to share their stories, share their struggles, share their stories as streamers, or anything else they want to talk about that might inspire somebody. And on this show, Own It, we talk about confidence, we talk about branding, marketing tips, and even spirituality sometimes. And this is just my own opinion, the things that have helped me, my guests' opinions of things that have helped them. And our intention with the show is to help anybody out there, whether you're a streamer or not, become the best version of yourself, because the world needs a little bit more of that, right? Before I move on, I do want to give you the one tip of the day. And this is something I mentioned before in one of my non-feature shows, but I feel like it's very important to touch on again because it has everything to do with confidence. It's something that truly, truly changed the way that I showed up in the world and with people. By the way, guys, thank you for the love. I see you all. Thank you for the gifts, the support. I appreciate you all. So the tip of the day today has to do with body language, with body posture, because yes, a lot that has to do with confidence has to do with here, with your mind, right? But also has to do with the way we show up and present ourselves. One thing that I learned throughout doing pageantry is very simple, but it's like not slouch. Do not slouch, right? So when you're talking, when you're walking, when you're exactly, that's right, Nemo. And it's such a simple tip. It's such a simple tip, but when somebody told me that, it clicked in my mind right away. Like when you show up and you don't slouch and you simply roll your shoulders back, that automatically you're opening up your heart, you're opening up your energy. People feel like you're welcoming them. If you're in a social setting, people think or perceive that you're a confident person. And for me, that has changed entirely how people perceive me. And, it has helped my confidence as well. If you notice when people are very shy or they're introverts, which, there's nothing wrong with that. But the first thing you notice is like they're like this, right? They're looking down, they're all inwards, right? Because they don't want to be seen. But if you want to try this at home from now on, if you consciously remember it, please just roll your shoulders back, and that'll give you a little bit more confidence when you go about the world. There you go, Nemo. So I'm going to ask Angel to come back in the box, please, and join us. All right, here we go.
What's up, Nemo?
There he is.
Thank you so much, both of you, for being on my show. Nemo for being on my show again. Angel for being on my show the first time. I am so excited you're both my first guest in my feature. I so appreciate you. So much love for both of you guys. I truly admire you both. You both know this. I really relate to both of your energies, and I really appreciate you being here with me today. Just some closing thoughts on everything we've talked about. I want to give you guys the floor. Anything you want to share with people, whether it's about today's topic or about your life or anything you want to share, please go ahead and share it with us.
I do. I want to share something. I want to say, don't forget to miss that Cuban girl, and don't forget to favorite her. So always you're here for all of her. How?
Let me try and react.
Yeah. Make sure you favorite her every week. Stay tuned. And also you stay tuned with Mrs. Nemo with Finding Ambition with Nemo every Thursday, I think, right?
Sorry, guys. Yeah, no, I love that. Thank you so much for you to say that. I should have muted the gifts. I'm so sorry, guys. First feature rookie mistakes. But I appreciate you for sharing that, Angel. And I love you. It goes back to you. Like you
acknowledge this. Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you. I don't know if I'm supposed to say thank you on a feature
You're okay. You're okay. Say it.
Say it. Own it.
Own it. Own it.
Own it. I know. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the gift so much. I'm trying not to like cry and be all, but thank you. I appreciate it. Anyways, I will message that person later on to say thank you. But so Angel and Nemo,
Yes.
I just let's do this again, right? So I just want you guys to share with us, please, like something that you think would really help somebody else to hear right now.
Oh, okay. Since Angel answered the first question, I'll go first, okay? Just in case he puts his 2 cents and truth or dares in there, okay? I would just like to say a Latin motto that I stick by and I would like to share with you guys, which I always share, and it's festina lente, which means hurry up slowly. You'll get there. Don't worry. You'll get there. And that's it. No more. That's it.
Okay, so
No more tip.
tell me again, and I love that. I love that so much. I heard a quote the other day about, when you do the right, it was something about like do the right thing slowly, and when you do something fast is usually not the right thing to do. And I love that you said that because of that. So guys, please plug in your show again. Angel, I'm sorry I couldn't hear you earlier. Plug in your show again. Nima, plug in your show again. Where can we find you?
Angel, I think you should speak for both of us. You are so good at this. I'm no good at this. Please, please, please.
Well, when is it, Nemo? Every Thursday, right?
Every Thursday at 4 p.m.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Own That with Miss Cuban Girl. Make sure you're here with the fave so you don't miss out on any show featured and promoted here. And also make sure you hit Mr. Nemo with the favorite and stay tuned to his featured shows calling Finding Ambition with Nemo every Thursday at I think 12 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Eastern. There's so many shows nowadays. I'm sorry. It's just so hard to keep track of them, And then also, I invite you to come by my show every Tuesday evening at 11 p.m. Eastern time, where we showcase the best of the best in the music industry here on the Meet Me platform.
And that is tonight, gents and ladies and gentlemen. So that's tonight. I love that we share the same day for our shows, Angel. I'm going to be showing up to yours a bit later. Thank you, my lovely friends, Angel and Nemo. I appreciate you so much for being here. Like I said earlier, thank you for sharing your stories. This is Own It, ladies and gentlemen. This is your new feature show every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern time with me, that Cuban girl. Feel free to follow me in any social media platform. Click on my profile to go to my Instagram. If you DM me, I usually answer back. And yeah, just thank you guys. Let's take a quick photo because I'm going to be posting you guys on Instagram later.
Oh no, if Nemo's gonna be wearing a hat, I gotta wear one too, I gotta do not him switching.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Yay! Thank you guys so much. And thank you to everybody who tuned in today. This is Own It. I appreciate the heart, the support, the gifts, the love. Please make sure you favorite my guests, give them love, show up to their streams as well. And much love to all of you guys. I will see you here next Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern time so we can all own it. Bye!